Welcome, Gemini Cancer, to your Astro Dice reading for November. I hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button. Getting these out a little bit later this time, guys, due to the full moon in Taurus that we had, and I had the other ones to do as well. So, but here we are, right? Here we are getting these out. Okay, so for those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. So let's get in here and see what best house it is for the beautiful Gemini Cancer. We do have a Mercury retrograde coming up on the 9th, so be prepared for that. Here it comes. Going straight into some Scorpion energy, into the 5th house of love, romance, and things you create, with some Aries energy. Hot. Okay. So that's going to be Aries. So that's going to be Mars, guys. That's going to be the Mars area, Mars energy right there. I wasn't supposed to say Aries. I was supposed to say Mars, but that's okay. I was still feeling that Aries push. Your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit of Mars coming out. With Scorpion energy, the energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. So having that Scorpion energy with that Mars energy coming through, loving that. That's going to really give you that push that you really need for November. If you guys haven't watched the last 2 months of the wrap up of 2025, I like this reading for you because this is talking about that push. It's talking about, what you're gravitating towards ending that 2025, right? Because what was it over here? Do I have it written down? Let me see what it was, guys. Yes, it says you are about to be happy. So you're having that happy. And I'll also feel like, if I remember correctly, it's a happy ending to this struggle that you've been dealing with. Okay, and it could be in this relationship area, creative area, could be creative blocks, however it is. But I do like that. Sorry, my throat's all messed up again. I hate this time of the year. The desert does not like my allergies. Where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. Okay. Yeah. So we're definitely talking about that 5th house. Now, you are going to be dealing with other houses as well, right? There are 11 other houses that are going to, be there for you, obviously. But this is the one we're talking about. This is the one that's the Spirit wants to bring attention to, right? So it says beginning of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. And the very beginning of the month, we're looking at the passion. Passion's ignited. Ace of Wands coming out with the fulfillment of wishes. Wow. So a lot of you are already starting to see this change. You're already seeing this ending. You're already starting to see or feel. Okay, so there's an energetic pull around you. The passion's ignited. And I said it though too, because you have that physical energy, that drive, that strength, that fighting spirit. So whether you're feeling that it's almost over and that tug towards it, or whether it's already happening, it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But definitely it's saying that this is where the 9 of Cups are coming out. You're going to start feeling and knowing, putting yourself in the knowing sooner or later. Let's just put it that way, to what's going on. You do have the Judgment card, to the 10 of Cups. So we're talking about love. We're talking about that passion, of the things I create, where I'm having fun, what I'm proud of, who I'm proud of. If you're looking at this relationship and you're looking for this to go to the next level, dang, you have the Ace of Wands, hot and heavy, passionate love there with the 10 of Cups. So you can say, this is inspiring. I can feel this love coming through. Like I said, for some of you, it could have been a struggle to get to where you need to be. Yeah, because it feels like there was some kind of feeling like you weren't getting your victory. You weren't getting your recognition. Maybe you were feeling like you weren't. It's kind of funny because it almost feels like you wanted to be put up on a pedestal for this person, maybe you've been trying to climb this ladder with them, and of course this isn't for everyone, but I do feel like, if you had Three of Pentacles here, that it would be saying, I wanted this recognition. I've been driving for this recognition from this person, and I just don't feel like they've been giving the attention that I really have been driving for, right? And maybe for some others of you, it's like maybe it was you who just couldn't give out the attention, right? Now you just feel like you're going to give the attention to them. I just feel like there's something about attention, and I'm going with the first one. If you know that's not your story and there's something else going on, of course, throw that away. It's meant for someone, because it is coming in strong that you really wanted them to recognize you. You've been pushing everything out there, right? Trying to get this, get this going, trying to. Now it just feels like you're repressing those emotions, and that you've been, really kind of maybe even hiding out a little bit, because it just feels like things are not going your way. I just feel like I have this, I wanted this so bad. I wanted this so bad. I just feel that energy. For others of you, it's just this wake up call that you guys can, get this going, that you're going to find that creative, if it's just creativity and you feel very blocked within your creative endeavors, now you're going to just feel like you're having this eye opening experience where your intuition is open, and you're just going to start drawing again, start writing again, start singing again, because I got the lyrics, I've got this, I've got that, you know what I mean? Or I got the time, right, to fulfill my endeavors. So straight into the mid-month, please. Having some temptation. Well, we do have that, the 9th, like I said, that Mercury retrograde is coming back around. You might feel like there's a little disharmony over here with the Lovers in reverse, having the firm foundations, but holding tight to your firm foundations. Could be a little toxicity going on over here. It could even be an ex trying to come back, or you could even find that the person that you've been, doing all of this with, and you're finding that you guys are pulling back together. You might feel like there's a little bit of a withdrawal, that they're holding back a little bit. It does feel like maybe they were pushing very beautifully in the beginning to where you felt you feel very good about the situation, but you do have the Ace of Wands in the back of what you don't see coming. So I do like that, because it's going to go, it almost feels like it's slinging back around. Work could be an issue in the mid-month. There's that Three of Pentacles, like I said, wanting that recognition, feeling like I'm not getting that recognition, but really trying to hold on to that recognition or give it out. But it does feel like work could be a main issue for a lot of you to why you're not having this happen. So the temptation could just be somebody is not coming clean about how they feel about you, holding on to something from their past. Okay, it could be work and related, like I said before, but it does say that you will be patient during this time to really start seeing what's going on within the situation. There's going to feel like there's a little bit of carelessness when it does come to this relationship, and it's just because of the lack of why did you stop? Why does the communication stop? Why is it that you withdrew from me? We were doing so beautiful over here, and we were winning, but it does feel like there's something going on. So there's some moodiness, some disappointment. Don't let your imagination get the best of you. Don't start getting crazy, over imagination of, oh, they went back to their ex, or, oh, they don't like me. Don't do that, because remember, you have the Ace of Wands, right? It's just they're resisting some kind of change. Maybe they're scared. Maybe, but the overall with the Ace of Wands is the Empress coming out saying you do have the love, but there is some delay and some frustrations when it comes to this situation. This person is hot and then very not. They're in and out, in and out. God, they look like the Temperance. 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the relationship. Maybe they're scared of a relationship. Maybe you're scaring them, because maybe you're wanting something that they feel like they can't give you, or vice versa. Maybe they're scaring you because you're saying, I don't want to give that kind of love right now, right? So however it is, it does look like there's a little bit more to the story over here. than meets the eye when it comes to this situation, because they're definitely holding back. And you can't even tell me that they're not. This is holding back. That's delay, right? So going straight to the end of the month, when it comes to this area, like I said, it looks really good here, but then it gets wishy-washy. The desire. I feel like this person has the desire. They're just not grounded enough with you. There's some kind of fear. There's some kind of truth that needs to come out about the situation. Now I feel like there's some impatience, though, coming out. When the truth is spoken, it's spoken with impatience to why there's no true victory. So I do feel like it's still a happy, it's kind of funny. I do feel like it is kind of happy, just like the reading was over there for the November area, if that's what they were talking about. It could be a whole different area, though, guys, right? Because it could have been money or work or something else. But I do feel like in the end that this pans out well. It does go well. It just feels like there's a little bit of heavy energy going on within this situation. I do see the person has the desire. You have the desire. No matter what, whoever's holding back in this situation still has the desire to want to do so. There's just this, this place of, I don't know how far I want to take this. I'm a little worried. And when we're looking at your creative endeavors are very good. It does look like your work is going to get in the way, though, of, I'm sorry, guys, it just looks like no matter what, your work is in the way, even of your creative endeavor. It's like, even if you're talking about building that song, it looks like you might have to work a little extra. So that might be kind of set on the side burner there for a minute, so you can get back to it, because it looks like something else is taking its place in the mid-month. Mid-month is very up and down, very roller coastery. So clarify on the sacral chakra and the base chakra is the truth, the King of Swords, guys. Talking about the discipline, the truthfulness. It looks like you or this person wants to come out and really have this truthful conversation about where this is leading. There is some resentments. Could have been some past resentments if you guys were having some problems and they might have just kind of popped up. Welcome to Mercury retrograde. But there is a desire to reconciliate with this situation and make amends and forgive. That there's that devil again. Talking about addictions, restrictions, sexual temptations. There might even be just some sexual temptations that's going on within this situation. Maybe they feel like they need to get to know you a little bit better. Maybe it was based off of a sexual temptation for some of you. Not enough knowing one another, just built off of that, right? Desire. The dark side of wealth. There's also something here that's talking about, having that lack of success and financial stability that's coming into play, where they feel like they're a workaholic, and that could also be the devil, that I don't have time for this relationship. I've really got my finger on the button over here. When it comes to my business, I'm more about my business more than love. Okay, for some of you. Because no matter what is talking about that, there could have also been some financial failure that, there's also a lot of building of blocks, getting back to that, not really worrying about, how far we're going to take our love to the next level, or this creative endeavor to the next level. It could even be that, right? I really want to build this song. I really want to get back with the band, but I can't put my job on the line, right? I have to be able to eat and pay the bills. So take this however it resonates. I do think for the majority of you, this is a love situation. It's just too strong. And it's talking about that pause, that letting go, viewing things from a different point of view. But I do think that once you do view, you guys can get back together very beautifully over here. It looks like you're going to work this out from the past. You're just going to need to have a little bit more communication, a little more open time, a little more wanting to open up to one another. And you're also going to have to look at where you're standing. There's a piece of like, well, where are we going to take this to the next level? You know, what are we expecting out of this situation? And I think that that's what one person wants to know versus the other person. I feel like one person is like, fine the way it is, you know, might even feel like it's moving too fast, and the other person wants to push it a little quicker. You know, like I said, whether it's you or them who's doing that, you'll know. Because no matter what, it says there's a fresh new start in the situation. It's just going to be about one breadcrumbing the other one a little bit, but yet there's still so much love and strength. Okay. Yeah, because you get the Two of Cups. They want to be with you. And over here, it's kind of weird because I do feel like there's going to be some family things that are going on. For those of you who are doing Thanksgiving, I feel like there's this family tie that's going to kind of push you and grab you and kind of pull you away from this other person for the time being. So that could also be why you're, kind of up in your head about the situation a little bit. Because there's family ties now. There's something else going on to where you're, not just work, but also family for some of you. Okay. Where it's like, I have to pay attention to this over here now. Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye. So they want to be with you. And over here, it's kind of weird because I do feel like there's going to be some family things that are going on. For those of you who are doing Thanksgiving, I feel like there's this family tie that's going to kind of push you and grab you and kind of pull you away from this other person for the time being. So that could also be why you're, kind of up in your head about the situation a little bit. Because there's family ties now. There's something else going on to where you're, not just work, but also family for some of you. Okay. Where it's like, I have to pay attention to this over here now. Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.